Title favorite San Miguel Beermen went on a tear.
San Miguel simply going to town here
to come to within a series away of barging into the finals.
Coach Agustin will be taking San Miguel to his very first semifinal stint with the Beermen.
On the other hand, crowd favorite Barangay Ginebra Gangs went through the distance to get here.
Here's stupid hand time. He's fearless. Here comes Brad over the Hatfield. Yes, sir. Gula's doing it all now for Barangay Ginebra.
Can the Never Say Die Gangs avenge their two heartbreaking losses in the eliminations? Or will the formidable Beermen continue to haunt them?
Oh, he gets the ticket! He gets the ticket on a second effort!
Rivalry heats up here in the Philippine Cup Semis.
Two of the league's most popular teams who just happen to be sisters get entangled in the other semifinal series. San Miguel goes up against Barangay Ginebra as they try to move into the finals. Something they haven't done for a while. San Miguel hasn't been there since 2001, winning their championship, the last All-Filipino there. And in 2006 and 2007, Ginebra San Miguel won their own All-Filipino. But it's been a while, and that's why these two teams, they want to get back into getting a chance for that.
Of course, they would want to be meeting in the finals, but they have seen each other in the eliminations, with San Miguel winning twice, and they will meet each other here in the semifinals in a best-of-7 series.
Trust me on this one, this might be a sibling rivalry between two sister teams, but trust me on this one, they want to kill each other here because of all the pride that matters here.
Well, Coach Jong Yuchiko is hoping to use his wanted playoff experience just to offset the seeming Midas touch of Coach Agustin, who has done wonders in every team that he has been able to handle, from the amateurs all the way to the collegiate ranks and even in the PBL. But right now, Ginebra is looking to just derail San Miguel here in Game 1 and get a step ahead of the Beermen after experiencing 2 consecutive losses to San Miguel in the classification phase. Razor-close games that saw that meeting, those 2 meetings, decided in the last possession of that particular outing. But these things don't matter right now. What matters most is to get win number 1 in the race to 4 wins to make it to the finals.
Ginebra has managed to limit opponents to several low levels. They're the number 1 defensive team in terms of stopping, but they have their hands full going up against the San Miguel frontline.
Definitely, these 2 teams are so familiar with each other's styles, but right now in the best-of-7 series, you have to look at matchups, you have to look at tendencies, and if you are San Miguel, you want to make sure that your 2 exceptional power forwards will be at their best whenever they meet the Ginebra Gin Kings. 2 power forwards will lead San Miguel in minutes played, scoring, rebounding, and blocks, accounting for a combined 29 points, 21 rebounds, and 5 blocks in the 2 meetings against Ginebra. Coach Agustin is hoping that these 2 players will once again push their luck and get San Miguel to the finals.
And hoping also that Ginebra does not get hot so as to silence the crowd that seems to like them, the bulk of this crowd at least. Of course, when you talk about Ginebra's resurgence, you can't help but talk about Mark Aguiwa and what he has done for Ginebra in the last couple of games.
Well, Mark Aguiwa has found the spark in this game once again, and he illustrated this by pushing the Gins past the brink of elimination twice against the Alaska Aces in the quarterfinals. And this former Rookie of the Year of 2001, who is a 10-year veteran, has normed these numbers in that blistering performance against the Alaska Aces in the quarterfinals.
Just about ready to put the basketball in the air. The 10 gentlemen who will start this ball game already set to do battle. Reviewing the starting lineups for both clubs, more or less standard issue for the Beermen. They're sort of used to this 5 working together already.
They would always want to start out the game with a 3-big combination, trying to dictate the matchup between themselves and their opponents. But let's see how Ginebra does with their 3 small combination against the taller unit of San Miguel here in the first.
These are the men with the whistles, the zebras. There was a time when they used to wear uniforms that resembled zebras. That's why they were called the zebras. Not anymore. And now, we're gonna re-jump. Dati, dalawang kamay pantos na yan. Yan, ginagaya na sa NBA yung isang kamay na itinataas. And first possession belongs to the Beermen. Arwin Santos pops up, fires the first shot of the game. This is a good move. I like Cortez starting. They're going to try to get some offense out of Cortez early on. He'll try to go inside. He was fouled upon entry. He'll get 2 free throws most likely.
We'll talk about Mike Cortez. Mike Cortez once saw action for San Miguel in that losing stint in the finals. Mike Cortez also had a very productive quarterfinal series against the team of Alaska. And for the record, itong si Mike Cortez in that series averaged close to 10 points in about 30 minutes. And this is the primary reason why Coach Jong Yuchiko is starting out Mike Cortez to quarterback here together with Willie Miller and Ronald Tubig.
Just to make it very official, Boy Cruz, Noy Guevara, and Ronald Mauricio are the gentlemen with the whistles. Just to go back to that topic, just 1 point so far on the board. You and I look so huge, especially me on the huge screen. New cube here at the Araneta. We'll talk about that in a short while. In the meantime, Peña, when he's not in foul trouble, he's a big factor in every sense of the word for San Miguel.
Peña averages close to 24 minutes for San Miguel in the 2 games against Ginebra, and Coach Ato Agustin is hoping that Peña can limit his personal fouls to be more on the court, as you pointed out. And right now, Cortez will be scoring the first 3 points of the game here for Ginebra.
Lazy pass coming from Hontiveros and read so nicely and cleanly by Cortez.
If there's any cause for concern here for Coach Ato Agustin, it's the fact that the Beermen have only played 3 times last December, and they will be coming off a 19-day in-between break between that game last December 19 and here.
From your perspective, why does that matter? I mean, I know it does, but not playing that much, why does that matter?
Yung game shape na tinatawag ng mga coaches is only gained when you play multiple games na dire-diretso. San Miguel was too successful, and right now Coach Ato Agustin is hoping that yung freshness na nakuha nila derived from that 19-day break will be enough to have a fresh mind and fresh legs heading into today's start of their semifinal battle.
Just to refresh your tired bodies that were battered during the joy of Christmas.
Yes.
San Miguel got by Air 21, of course, and that was not a series. That was just one game that they got rid of Air 21. Well, on the other hand, Ginebra, of course, had to go through a series against Alaska.
Totoo yan. And Ginebra, of course, lost that first game of that best-of-3 affair. But through the power of their guard rotation and the efficient play of Villanueva and Rudy Hatfield, they were able to get past the aces in games number 2 and 3 to get to this meeting against San Miguel.
That's why they're here. It's a 5-2 lead by the Gin Kings. Hontiveros. Earlier tonight, B-Meg with an escape win against Stock and Tech. That was a thriller until the very end. 88-87. Simon emerging as the best player with 28 markers across his name. That series could be a long one, huh? The way it's being played. Here's Miller. Yung tira niyang panggulat eh.
Catch and shoot.
Yung parang akala mo hindi papasok, pero pagka pumasok, nagulat-gulat. Here's Cabagnon. Lets it fly. Southpaw stab. Up in the air. Over the backboard. Officially, it's out.
Rebounding has been a problem for San Miguel in the first 2 meetings against Ginebra. Ginebra has out-rebounded them by over 12 rebounds in the first 2 games that they played. Something that I'm sure that they emphasize in their preparation for the Gin Kings here in the semis.
Ato Agustin's just signaled a timeout. And I think I know why. His team is starting so sluggishly here. In fact, both teams are starting very sluggishly here without the usual passion between these two. Let's see how this kicks up. Shot clock coming down to 5. Villanueva sidestep block. That should ignite some passion. And the shot clock down to 1. That will count. Yes, it will.
6 points in the first quarter for Mike Cortez. Forces the hand of Coach Ato Agustin to call an early timeout here in the first.
It is a full ceasefire. We will be back here at the Araneta Coliseum in a moment.
Back with us here on Solar TV. Magoo Marjan on the floor of the Araneta Coliseum, where the Barangay Ginebra Gin Kings have taken a 5-point lead over the San Miguel Beermen. You know, for Coach Jong Yuchiko, there is no need for any catchphrases to sing. and the Kings any inspirational tunes heading into this series opener against San Miguel. He is confident that his veteran team already knows what it is at stake and believes a long series all boils down to matchups. On the whiteboard in the dugout, assistant coach Shotang Kinsen had the entire San Miguel lineup coupled with brief scouting reports written down and tells us they just want to try their best to help out as coaches, as coaches can only do so much, and it is the players that win games. Coach Jong just wants to take game one and put the burden of adjustment on the Beermen. Sev?
Thank you very much, Magu Marjon.
Well said.
The San Francisco Giants' #1 fan, who's a Giant, a courtside reporter himself. In the meantime, Tubit, you know, to me, he could be the barometer of this series, Ronald Tubit.
We talk about Mark Kagiwa having a big series in that meeting with Alaska in the quarterfinals. But Ronald Tubin had a lot to say about the success
Sobra.
of Ginebra. Actually, yung guard rotation ng Ginebra ang kanilang sekreto sa kanilang munting success against Alaska in the quarterfinals. And that's why when you're San Miguel, you have to make sure you defend and get yourselves ready to contain the explosive backcourt of Ginebra.
Now, if you're, and this is something you mentioned about being game ready, having the edge, and you now begin to sense that the fact that San Miguel did not play as much in December is beginning to show here.
And this is what Ginebra is trying to utilize, starting out more fluidly, shooting better from the field. But let's see how Alex Cabagnot stabilizes here the initial unit of San Miguel here against the surge of Ginebra here in this initial quarter.
Here's Cabagnot. Will go to the line, baiting Cortez there.
Every time Alex Cabagnot penetrates to the basket, good things happen. Mike Cortez has attacked the defense of Alex Cabagnot here in the first, scoring 5 points. Now Alex Cabagnot returning the favor, and with less than 8 minutes left here in the first, so far Ato Agustin has not found it necessary to put in new personnel, trying to make sure that his players adapt to the situation that they're facing. Alam naman niya, puro veterano.
So, saka, wala naman kayong foul.
Tama.
Sila kayo.
Ito si Alex Cabagnot nagnanais din na makatikim ng kanyang unang kampiyonato sa kanyang batang career dito sa PBA.
Played extremely well. I
Yes.
think he's found his niche here in the Beermen's lineup. Villanueva hoping to hand off. Miller will look the other way. Shake and bake. Nothing cooked in the oven there. 8 seconds remaining on the timepiece. Tubit fires. Short air ball.
That's just good recognition on the part of Don Ontiveros. Understanding Ronald Tubit has that ability to hit that three-point shot with shot clock down to the last second. Good challenge, good contest by Ontiveros.
You know, no player likes to end up with an air ball, but nobody reacts. It happens.
It's over 22 feet.
Here's Aaron Santos. Tubit watching him closely. Cabagnot fires. Miller was all over Cabagnot. Ball, nobody dribbling it. It's on remote control. And Tubit says, cut in, please. Villanueva twirls and backs it in.
I think Villanueva was once upon a time the best player of the conference in his initial stint with the Red Bull franchise. And slowly but surely is regaining that confident swagger, playing for the Gin Kings.
Dorian Peña trying to muscle his way through multiple defenders, most prominent of which was Villanueva. Miller probes inside. Cortez gets it to crawl up, but not down all the way. 5-point Gin King lead, 6:20 in the balance. Peña twists and adjusts in the air.
Excellent entry pass by Cabagnot. Good recognition, but a late help here coming from Rudy Hatfield. Like that from Enrico Villanueva.
Halfway mark. Opening period. Miller. Hang time. Nothing there. Rebound yanked away by Dorian Peña.
That was good recognition on the part of Jay Washington, showing up early, forcing Willie Miller to change his shot in mid-air.
And Washington has not yet touched the ball. Just think about it. Cabagnot. Late pass. Late. Ang pasa.
Turnovers here hurting the possession count of San Miguel in the first. And here, just to show you the depth of Ginebra's backcourt, in comes Mark Kagiwa, trying to spark Ginebra here in the last part of the first quarter.
parang yung, I think both teams are trying to maintain an even keel here, not to allow the emotion of the series get into them. Actually, to be totally realistic, it's not dispassionate. You know, wala siyang, ano eh.
Nobody wins in the first quarter.
Yeah.
And you have veterans who understand this concept already.
There's something amiss in the sort of VIP section.